Hi everyone, I just got this big bowl of persimmons from my uncle and aunt's house. This particular kind is called fuyu persimmon, and there's another type called hachia persimmon. The hachia is shaped like an acorn compared to the fuyu on the left. We're going to start off with one persimmon and we're going to make it simple. It's going to be a salad that subsists of a couple of handfuls of fresh spinach, about a quarter cup of pecans, 3 tablespoons of chopped purple onion, and 1 persimmon, and you're going to chop this up and toss it in your salad. But first we need a dressing, and the dressing is going to be Sesame Miso Ginger Delight. So let's get started on toasting the sesames. You will need a half a cup of water, half cup rice vinegar, quarter cup Dijon mustard, quarter cup of lime juice, half cup maple syrup, quarter cup miso paste, ginger, garlic cloves, and a quarter cup of toasted sesame seeds. I toasted my sesame seeds in a ceramic pan until they look like this. I'm starting off by grating 3 1-inch sized pieces of ginger. As I grate the ginger, you notice there's some fibrous pieces that won't grade through the grater. I'm setting those aside because I'm going to save that and make tea with it later. And now I'm putting the ginger into a mixing bowl before I start chopping the garlic. Now the leftover fiber I'm putting into a pot so I could boil it in water for tea later. Now it's time to chop the garlic. And now I'm adding the garlic into the mixing bowl. Now it's time to juice the limes. Now goes in a quarter cup into the mixing bowl. Now it's time for a quarter cup of miso paste. Now it's time to add your white rice vinegar, 1/4 cup. Get the kind of white rice vinegar that doesn't have any added sweeteners or corn syrup in it. Now it's time for a quarter cup of toasted sesame seeds, 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard, and then put in a half a cup of maple syrup. I'm using a quarter cup measuring cup and putting in 2 to equal half a cup. Now I'm putting in half a cup of filtered water. After I've mixed it well, I'm pouring it into a 20-ounce mason jar, and then I have enough left over to be able to make a couple more salads in that bowl. But first, I'm going to put the lid on and store it in the fridge for many more salads to come. Now I have about 4 or 5 ounces of dressing left over. Now let's make the salad. Notice how I'm cutting it up. The end isn't even. I'm just chopping it up however I want to. That's because it doesn't have to be perfect. You chop it up the way that you want to. Let's get those pecans out of the way, shall we? I'm mincing the onions up and adding that to the bowl. Now it's time for the salad dressing. I'm only using half the amount you see in the jar. Once it's tossed and well incorporated, it's ready to serve. There's no added oil, and yet the dressing tastes really rich, very light, and very good. Now that I've finished my salad, I'm on a website called chronometer.com. I provided a link in the description below. I type in everything that I've eaten, and it sums up the nutritional value. Are you curious? I know I am. The vitamin A and manganese are off the charts. Vitamin A is good for vision and the immune system. Manganese for the connective tissues and blood clotting factor. Notice that all of the essential proteins and more are present. And also notice that I didn't include my breakfast in the total so that I could isolate only what the salad provided and the added pecans, which gave me enough calories to use for my hike this evening before a snack and dinner. Time for ginger tea. I hope you liked the recipe. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, that. Okay. All right. I'll see you next week for the next persimmon recipe video. Bye.